Hey Falcons fans, welcome to your daily dose of Atlanta Falcons news and rumors. Today we're diving into a hot topic that's got the fan base buzzing, so let's jump right in. Don't forget to hit that like button as we get started. The Atlanta Falcons have been searching for a dominant pass rusher for nearly a decade. If you need proof, consider this. The last time a Falcon recorded 10 or more sacks was back in 2016 when Vic Beasley had an impressive 15.5 sacks. Enter Leonard Floyd, the veteran edge rusher who just signed with Atlanta. He has a clear goal for the 2025 season to set a new career sack record. Floyd's best season came in 2020 with the Rams, where he notched 10.5 sacks. At 32 years old, he believes he's playing the best football of his career. Falcons fans should be excited. Even if Floyd manages to hit just 10 sacks, it would be historic. Not only would he be the first Falcon to reach double digits in nearly a decade, but he would also join an exclusive club of older players who have achieved this feat. Since 2017, only 5 players over the age of 33 have recorded a 10-sack season. Julius Peppers, J.J. Watt, Kyle Van Noy, Brandon Graham, and Cam Hayward. If Floyd can join that list, it wouldn't just be a solid signing, it could change the franchise's trajectory. What's even more intriguing is how quickly Floyd jumped at the chance to join the Falcons. During his press conference, he shared that when his agent informed him of Atlanta's offer, he responded with, "All right, that's the end of it." No second thoughts, no hesitation. He was ready to be a Falcon. His mom was so thrilled that she cried when she heard the news. That's the kind of passion you want on your defense, a player who genuinely wants to be in Atlanta. Now let's be clear. Floyd isn't a long-term solution. However, he gives Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot some flexibility in the upcoming draft. Before free agency, the Falcons had 3 major needs: pass rusher, cornerback, and safety. With Floyd filling a significant gap in the pass rush, Mike Hughes adding depth at corner, and Jordan Fuller bringing stability to the secondary, the Falcons can now focus on selecting the best player available at pick 15 rather than reaching for a specific need. One name that keeps rising on my draft board is Jaylen Walker. Initially, I wasn't completely sold on the Georgia linebacker, as I saw him more as an inside linebacker than a true edge rusher. But after reviewing his tape, I've changed my mind. Walker isn't just a linebacker, he's a playmaker and a defensive weapon, the kind of tone setter this defense desperately needs. When he became a full-time starter for Georgia in 2024, he recorded 6.5 sacks, 60 tackles, and 11 tackles for loss. If you think he's just another off-ball linebacker, think again. He has the size, explosiveness, and versatility to become a player like Micah Parsons, moving between linebacker and pass rusher as needed. This Falcons defense is searching for an identity, and Walker could be the cornerstone they need for the next decade. Of course, there are other names in the mix for pick 15, including Will Johnson, Mike Green, James Pierce Jr., and Michael Williams. My personal rankings are shifting daily, and Walker is now pushing for my number 1. One spot, just ahead of Will Johnson. But it's not set in stone yet. Now I want to hear from you. Who do you think the Falcons should select at pick 15? Should it be Walker, Johnson, Green, Williams, or someone else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments. And just when you thought things couldn't get more interesting, stay tuned for what's next. As Jaylen Walker continues to rise on the draft board and Will Johnson stands out as the top cornerback, the Falcons are still grappling with a significant question. Should they prioritize a pass rusher or go for the best player available? Let's be honest, Leonard Floyd is not a long-term solution. He's here to provide stability for a year or two, but the Falcons still need to secure their future at edge rusher. While Walker offers versatility as a defensive weapon, there are also pure pass rushers available who could fill that need right away. That's where Mike Green and Michael Williams come into play as 2 of the most intriguing options. Starting with Green, he was the most productive pass rusher in college football last season, finishing with an impressive 17 sacks, the highest in the nation. Some might question the level of competition he faced at Marshall, but when he went up against Ohio State, he was a force in the backfield. The main concern? He's a one-year wonder, and there's always a risk that his college success won't translate to the NFL. On the other hand, Michael Williams has the ideal size and skill set to become a dominant edge rusher at the next level. Standing at 6 feet 5 inches and weighing 265 pounds, he possesses the power, explosiveness, and relentless motor that teams look for in a pass rusher. However, his production at Georgia wasn't as strong as expected, with only 5 sacks in 2024, partly due to an early ankle injury that hampered his performance. If he can get fully healthy, he could be a steal at pick 15. Then there's James Pierce Jr., who has been one of the fastest risers in this draft class. While he didn't post eye-popping sack numbers at Tennessee, his elite speed off the edge, running a sub-4.5 40-yard dash, makes him an exciting prospect. If the Falcons want to take a chance on pure athleticism and potential, Pierce could be their guy. So, what should the Falcons do? Here are 3 likely scenarios. 1, draft Jaylen Walker and build the defense around him. His versatility, athleticism, and playmaking ability could be exactly what Atlanta needs to establish a strong defensive identity. 2, select Will Johnson and create an elite secondary. If Johnson is still available at 15, it would be hard to pass on a player who could become a shutdown corner for the next decade. Pairing him with A.J. Terrell and Jesse Bates would instantly elevate Atlanta's secondary to one of the best in the league. Draft a true edge rusher. Whether it's Mike Green, Michael Williams, or James Pierce Jr., the Falcons still need a long-term pass rusher. Leonard Floyd is a temporary fix, but Atlanta needs someone who can be their next John Abraham, a consistent force off the edge. This is why pick 15 is a pivotal moment for the franchise. If they make the right choice, Raheem Morris's defense could be set for years. If they miss, it could set them back even further in their rebuilding process. Now I want to hear from you. Which scenario do you think is best? Should Atlanta draft Walker and make him the face of the defense? Should they grab Will Johnson to build an elite secondary, or should they go all in on a pass rusher for the future? Whatever the Falcons decide at pick 15 will send a clear message about their vision for the team moving forward. Will they prioritize a dominant pass rush, knowing it's been their biggest weakness for years? Will they focus on building an elite secondary to lock down the top receivers in the NFC South? Or will they take a unique defensive playmaker like Jaylen Walker, who could completely change how this defense operates? As we get closer to the draft, it feels like Walker is becoming the wild card in this equation. Initially, he wasn't seen as a true edge rusher, but the more you watch him, the more you realize he might be the best defensive weapon in this entire class. Think about Micah Parsons. Coming out of Penn State, there was debate about whether he was a linebacker or a pass rusher. The Cowboys took him, allowed him to develop in both roles, and now he's one of the most dominant defensive players in the league. Could Walker have a similar impact in Atlanta? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe for all the latest Falcons draft coverage. Go Falcons!